I just posted a video of corn casserole, and this is the leftovers. I'm just gonna stick those in the refrigerator. If you're watching my live, I appreciate you dropping in. If you're watching it recorded later, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Every time somebody watches one of my lives or one of my videos, it really counts, and it means a lot to me. Anyway, we're putting the corn casserole, the leftovers, in the refrigerator, and my family absolutely loved it. So this will be added to my lineup of recipes, especially if you're going to take one to, say, a dinner that you need to bring a covered dish. I just realized I didn't have my mics on. Let's put the mics on. That will help people hear me if you're watching. Let me fumble around until I get it in. There we go. So I don't know if you heard me, but I am putting the leftovers from my recent video, the corn casserole, putting those in the refrigerator. Had a little bit left over. We can have that tomorrow. But this corn casserole was delicious. My family loved it. So we will be adding that to my lineup of recipes that I will be making, especially, like I said, taking to maybe church get-togethers or covered dishes. So I have that I can fall back on. It's always good to have a new recipe. So this corn casserole was perfect for that. And also for dinner tonight, we had, bought a rotisserie chicken yesterday, and this was the leftover. So I just put some barbecue, shredded it up, put barbecue sauce on it, and we had shredded barbecue chicken sandwiches with some coleslaw. So that was what we have for dinner tonight. Anyway, I'm just cleaning up the kitchen, and I thought I would invite you in to my kitchen and just take a little peek of my world. I'm just cleaning up, and then I'm going to go maybe have a cup of coffee or something. So it's got cool here. I live in Tennessee, and it was so nice. The beginning of the week and the weekend, last weekend, was really nice and warm. And now we're back into the cooler temperatures. And we're actually expected to have a freeze coming up in a few days, maybe on Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. So I'm going to have to be covering my blueberries. And I didn't want to have to do that. But let me stick this in the fridge. If you want to just hang around while I clean my kitchen, I'm right here. We're just going to be putting things in the dishwasher. And I thought I would try this vertical live. I haven't done it like this before. So I've done the lives where it's horizontal, and I thought I'd just try this. If you watch Brenda Gant, she does all her videos like this, and I just love watching her. She's amazing. She is just a wonderful lady. So this will be a good little lunch for tomorrow, just a little bit of leftovers. Some slaw that I made for the sandwiches that I had. I think I'll just put the lid on that as it is. And I don't even have it out. Let me find that. Looks like I have a missing lid. Okay, we're gonna just transfer it over to a smaller dish. Does anyone else have that problem? Does anyone else have missing lids to their glass bowls or their dishes? I try to use glass bowls. Sometimes I have to use some plastic. But it's hard for me to see comments. If you comment, I'll come over and see if I can check that out. Okay. I had my grandson today, and of course, he's a picky eater. His daddy was a picky eater, but I think he has topped his daddy way beyond. So he ended up eating Chef Boyardee spaghetti. Anyway, that's what he had. I don't know what else to do for him. One day he will grow up just like his daddy and be a big, huge guy, and he'll probably eat everything in sight. My son, speaking of my son, he tried to make peanut butter jelly. Well, it didn't gel. But I think it's because he reduced the sugar in the recipe. He thought he was doing something good, but you really can't reduce sugar in jelly. A lot of times it won't gel, especially something like this. But I thought it was a good idea. Hey, let's open it while we're here and try his peanut butter. We're going to call it a syrup. And I can't get it open because he is a strong guy. There we go. We're just going to give this a try. His peanut butter jelly. And like I said, it's kind of syrupy. Might be good for our ice cream topping. Let's give it a try. It's not bad. I don't know that. I don't prefer it over a peanut butter topping. So, I don't know. He hasn't tried it yet, so I'm going to get his opinion and see what he thinks. But, I don't know. It has a kind of a tanginess that I don't feel like peanut butter should have. Anyway, we'll see what he thinks about it. But we're going to get this all cleaned up and clean up the kitchen. And then we're going to sit down and have a cup of coffee or something. Didn't really make a big mess today at supper, since it was just that one recipe and leftovers. Scraping the scraps out into the trash. I don't usually do that. I don't really like to do that. I don't usually put a lot of food in the trash, but we have a skunk problem outside. And when we put our scraps outside, we end up having more skunks in around our fields and our yards. So I'm trying not to do that lately. I know if you're in the city, you probably have trash, what are they called? In the drains. I don't even know what they're called. Not a trash compactor. My brain is fried. I can't even think of what the word is. Anyways, we just throw our scraps out to the, we don't have any dogs now, so the dogs don't get them. We do have cats around, but they're the neighbors. Anyway, just put our scraps in the trash. So I'll go ahead and fill my dishwasher. And I'm supposing that most people have dishwashers these days. I don't know. I do know a few people who do not. But I cook so much that I spend so much time washing dishes that I just have to have my dishwasher. I'll clean all the scraps out of here. I guess it's a food disposal is what I'm thinking of in the drain, because I've never had one, so I'm kind of at a loss of what it's called. It's probably a little noisy with my mics on, so I apologize for that. I'm doing a live. My husband walks in and want to know who I'm talking to. Basically, you. I'm talking to you. So I have one more day of spring break. I was hoping to get a lot done this week, but it didn't really happen that way. I did get started on my raised beds. I got a little work done on the gardens outside. And maybe tomorrow will be a little warmer and I can work on them tomorrow. So I've got everything picked up. We'll probably have to do a little hand washing. A few things. Let the water get warm. It's always good to let your water get warm before you start your dishwasher. Finish cleaning off the table. So I mentioned that I just uploaded a new video. It was The name of the video is Creamy Corn Casserole. So if you have time and think that might be something you're interested in, give it a check it out, give it a try. If you love corn, I think you'll love it. It's cheesy and it's creamy. It was delicious. Let me tell you something funny. I'll be right back. Push the chairs in. So on Monday, I made a hash brown casserole. And of course, everybody loves hash brown casserole from Cracker Barrel. Well, this is similar to that. I had it videoed, I filmed it, and did a pretty good thumbnail. Well, I got down to editing that evening, and I had recorded the whole entire recipe in slow motion. There was no recovering from that. So I guess it was all left on the cutting room floor, so to speak. So we'll have to do that one again another day. So I thought that was a little bit funny. Everything in slow motion. I actually told my family, I said, well, I'm pretty boring as it is, so to be in slow motion had to be even more painful to watch. So I didn't make you do that. We just deleted it and we'll just start all over on another day. So I'm just going to finish up cleaning my counters, sweep the floor, and then we'll be done with the kitchen. If you're watching and you saw that I tested my son's peanut butter jelly, tell him he needs to try again. I'll tell him. I just think that's so funny. I love that he wants to experiment and do things in the kitchen, and he always has. He always has wanted to be in here with me. One of my favorite memories of my son is when I was making his 4th birthday cake for his 4-year-old. He was turning 4-year-old, and I was making it a Thomas cake, Thomas the tank engine. And he pulled a chair over here and he climbed up in that chair and he said, "Mama, did you make this for me?" And I'm like, "Yes, son, I would not make it for anyone else. It's for you." He was the sweetest little boy, and I love him so very much. He's a sweet man. I don't know if they'll watch this, but he's a busy guy. He works 3rd shift. So everyone that has worked 3rd shift or knows anyone that works 3rd shift knows that it's not an easy life. And he's a good daddy and a good husband. So I feel successful in raising a really good man, whether I'm successful at anything else or not. Okay, so that's just about it on the kitchen. Thanks for dropping by and hanging out with me for just a few minutes in the kitchen while I clean up. So let's see, what is the temperature outside? It's 54 and windy. I might try go sit on the front porch for a few minutes, but it's a little chilly. That wind is cold. So thanks for dropping by, and I will see you soon.